Before you watch this series, make sure you are caught up with the rest on the Salt Mine channel.
This will be the first time that we've seen AyyJayy in the competition because he didn't play against. Oh yeah, welcome Sugar to the lobby. Yeah, AyyJayy didn't of course play in the upper round in this one. He just ended up dropping down here due to not being there for his winner's match. But guys, we're just going to get straight into the game. It's taken long enough already to get this intro started, so how about it? AyyJayy versus Sharrieff.
And we are going to start off with AyyJayy already scoring himself a goal. He was non-existent earlier on, but this time around he's going to look to make up for not showing up earlier on. And Sharrieff, on the other hand, you know, Cole, we were around for that one yesterday. Sharrieff has got a very strong first game, but it was later on in the series that he really started to fade.
Yeah, as soon as Mile had the read on him and those surprising plays stopped being as surprising as they were at the beginning, suddenly it was just simple for Mile. He was showing how superior he was as a 1v1 player, and AyyJayy mechanically is certainly going to be the superior player in this one, at least as a 1v1 player. His mechanics are way up there in the world as well, AyyJayy, so I'm looking forward to just seeing what he can conjure up against a defender that may not offer too much in the way of defense. AyyJayy made that a little bit more awkward than he could have. But it's 2-0 and it's comfortable as expected so far. Yeah,
Sharrieff is challenging from the side. It does mean that he is very obvious to AyyJayy as to where he's trying to come from. So we're not too sure what level of form AyyJayy is on at the moment. We have seen apparently Jack mentioning how, you know, just a couple of days away does start to really hit you when it comes to your 1v1 form. So because we didn't get a chance to see how AyyJayy was performing in the winner's bracket, we don't quite know how he is at the moment. Sharrieff looking to try and put himself on the board. He's got the reset, but couldn't find the ability to take the shot.
His poor car just got rejected by the ball there for that flip reset. It seemed to recoil like a magnet when he tried to wrap himself around it. Didn't quite happen, but I'm sure that as the series goes on, we'll see many flip reset attempts, many of them successful as well from Sharrieff, and he has one that hit into the corner as well, which is such a weakness of him against Mile, and he's scored from it as well. Good defending, good finish.
Yeah, that corner, we already know that I'm not a huge fan of going for somewhat unplanned attacks over in your opponent's corner, and AyyJayy definitely fell into the trap of it this time around. It's a somewhat easy way to get Sharrieff back into this game. But Sharrieff's kickoffs are where I'm really going to be looking towards, because he did very well when he kind of, you know, gimmicked up the kickoffs a little bit, but when he wins them outright, he can be so dangerous. And he's having a bit of a better time of it this time around.
The 2-goal swing returns, and it's now 2 each. Easy as you like for Sharrieff, and it is all from that first touch of the ball from both players going his way. But he still had work to do. Still had to keep his composure and knock it towards his opponent's goal, which is sometimes easier said than done. I mean, AyyJayy almost fluffed his lines for the second goal that he scored. So even the best are guilty of messing those ones up sometimes, but nothing from Sharrieff. What can AyyJayy do down the other end? Wants a flick attempt, does he? Yeah, he goes for it. It's easy enough. It's simple, but it's not quite in.
Yeah, Sharrieff so far have a lot of early challenges, and this was his also. This was the big Achilles heel yesterday.
Yeah.
Those backboard plays, he's handed it over to AyyJayy. Just puts himself in a bad position. It's not even the touch that's all that bad. It's the fact that he was forced to make it to start with. Sharrieff needs to be very aware of when that boost amount goes low. He has got another great kickoff for himself, and he's going to score immediately after.
Yeah, but he can't rely on these throughout this game. Eventually, his luck's going to run out from the kickoff, and AyyJay's going to be able to run away based on what we've seen so far, unless Sharrieff can very much step up his challenge game against the general 1v1-age of this one. So there you go, that one's an even kickoff. What can he do from general play? That's where we need to see a bit more from him.
Yeah, right now, I feel like a lot of my time watching Sharrieff is on that boost count. And he has got very awkward for this one. Sharrieff putting himself into his own worst positions. Seems like he just expected to roll up, maybe, the wall, but it was just a simple bounce out.
To me, he seems nervous. Yesterday against Mile, I think that everyone said that Mile was the favorite in that series, but Sharrieff came out like he was the better 1v1 player by 300 NMR. This game against AyyJayy, it just seems that maybe he's a little bit trapped in the headlights. You know, he's up against a player that's not quite done it all, but certainly has been around the block in the sense of RLCS and all of these majors and stuff like that. And I think that Sharrieff needs to just step up and remind himself that he's earned his right to be here, and he does have the capability of beating AyyJayy.
Sharrieff did get here through pure consistency in the qualifiers. There was only one real attempt where he didn't make it into the quarterfinals. Everything outside of that, he was right up there with the best of the best, and Sharrieff looking to counterattack. AyyJayy has shattered him back, but almost scored an own goal. Good defensive play there from AyyJayy. Sharrieff looking to reopen the field. Has that 100 boost spawned for him? It seems like it has.
Yeah, it has.
Now he can take it to the other side, and he's got it on target. Well played by Sharrieff. Much better use of that backboard.
Well played, Shogun, but risky as well. That boost spawned literally as he went over it. Now, maybe he knew that it had gone 10 seconds ago and he had an expert sort of analysis on when it was coming back up. Maybe he's got a little bit lucky there, but if that hadn't have spawned, AyyJayy was right behind him in his in Sharrieff's corner, looking menacing. But hey, that's not what happened. He got the 4th goal. And once again, AyyJayy just can't get daylight, and Sharrieff might be able to counter here.
Certainly so. Sharrieff has still got us at 4 each. That is not a powerful shot, though, and AyyJayy will look to break. Chooses just to settle the ball back down. Here we go to the air. Expect to see a lot of this from AyyJayy. He's managed to bump Sharrieff, who might be able to recover for a save. No! Oh, that is not the recovery I was hoping it was going to be. AyyJayy has picked himself up another. Some beautiful team play from them both.
And there was me, Shogun, thinking that you were the most unlucky person in the salt mine today. Sharrieff has just taken your crown and sprinted off of it with that play. It was already risky enough going up in the air to challenge AyyJayy. I think that's a definite plan of attack that Sharrieff has got, not to let AyyJayy have too much time in the attack, not to really let him set these flip resets and these air dribbles. But when fate's against you like that, what can you do?
Well, maybe Sharrieff can do exactly what I did and come back.
Not get a blue screen.
Maybe not get blue screened, but he's going to have to try and put this pressure on at the moment. He wants to get the demo on AyyJayy. He's not going to find it. There's a lot of boost used. So he has handed away possession of the ball over to AyyJayy. To that backboard. AyyJayy waiting around for him. AyyJayy so far very passive when it comes to midfield challenges. He's been allowing these sort of shots to happen. Sharrieff's first real attempt, though, at a major flick, and it didn't go his way. AyyJayy not only able to save, but he's able to transfer and score himself a goal.
That was by no means a bad flick from Sharrieff. It was really into the top corner and it was quick as well. But with a goalkeeper like AyyJayy against you just need that little bit more. You need to disguise your approach a little bit more. I think it was a little bit obvious what Sharrieff was attempting. Hopefully that's a lesson learned for him, though. Next time he has that much time on the ball, he's able to disguise his play a little bit better. Let's see if that happens here. Another kick-off one for Sharrieff. This time maybe a faster flick. Instead, opts to fake. But AyyJayy reads that too. Defending well now, AyyJayy. Really stepping up.
Oh, and he's managed to beat Sharrieff to the ball. And as is typical, I did have an eye on Sharrieff's boost him out on his way back. He managed to pick up one. He did not pick up a second one on his way back. It was a little bit too late, and he was already up in the air. So for Sharrieff, there's a couple of the same issues that we saw yesterday cropping back up for him. AyyJayy has got himself a 3-goal lead. If he can hold on to this for another 20 seconds, you can pretty much call this game over and done with. He wants the style points. Goes for one. Almost managed to just basketball dribble it to the net of Sharrieff, who is going to try and get away from this. Picks up the 100. AyyJayy will be back, though. That ball's been handed to him.
Ball's been handed to him, and he's able to get the block on that one as Sharrieff, but there won't be a chance for him. And as you said, those last 20 seconds are winding down, and this is pretty much a dead game now. There's signs of hope for Sharrieff. You know, the kickoffs are a huge advantage for him. Even though he's conceded a lot more goals than his opponent in this game, I dare say that the vast majority of the kickoffs have gone his way. I can't think of too many kickoff goals, especially from AyyJayy. He's made some decent saves, some decent blocks on AyyJayy, as well as the fact that one of his goals as well was a gigantic own goal, which is 1 in a million. But I'm sure that we all enjoyed it. I bet Sharrieff enjoyed it too. I'm sure when he was going for that one, he was thinking, go on, this could be great. I don't think he'll be too upset. But I think that there are sort of signs to believe for Sharrieff going forward.
I mean, I think the biggest sign for Sharrieff going forward is that we've already seen 2 players come back and make a full reverse sweep. He's so far away from even being put into that spot just yet that there is so much work that he can do, so much time to improve, and hopefully he is going to be able to do it. For AyyJayy, though, this is the style of matchup that is perfect for you. Yes, he is not winning all the kickoffs, but the ones that he's getting time and space from. Sharrieff has been very happy just to immediately backtrack for his back 100, and that means AyyJayy can take it up to the wall. He can go for those ceiling resets and do whatever he wants, and we've seen AyyJay's mechanics. If he's given the time and the boost to do it, he is going to do it, and he is going to do it well.
I'm still not sure how much I like these defensive plays from Sharrieff when AyyJayy goes up into the air and Sharrieff tries to block him in midair instead of just showing patience. They seem like the sort of play to me that, sure, maybe if there's 3 seconds left and he needs a goal, it makes sense because it might get him an unexpected goal, and he does love to be that wild card, but... Oh, almost a chance. I feel like more often than not, it's going to be AyyJayy that just nips in ahead of him because he's forced to play. So I want to see him slow down with those. But again, we said that yesterday against Mile. We said, I want to see a Sharrieff do this, 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 and that. And he doesn't. And I do want to just point out that these touches have got to be better from him as well.
Well, this is going to be the big tell here. He has got himself plenty of time to try and set up. He's gone to the air. And AyyJayy has given him the time for the reset. He's chosen not to go for it instead. Went to try and air dribble the whole way through. Quite have the execution. Would like to have that one just tip underneath the top of the bar, but he has got himself a demo. Depending on what side AyyJayy has spawned on, and AyyJayy has spawned on the perfect side, avoids the demo. Sharrieff has got boost advantage. AyyJayy needs to make his starting amount count. Should be around 30. It's a little bit of a game of cat and mouse here. Sharrieff coming out a bit on top. He's going to have a chance to put it on target, but didn't want to lash it at the net immediately. And AyyJayy will escape what has been a very long defensive run for him, but he's right back into the mix. Sharrieff will want to make this work out. This is a huge chance for him, especially with the amount of opportunities he's had. But with that 100 boost down the ball, Sharrieff is going to give it up, and he's given up a goal.
That is absolutely devastating. AyyJayy just defending with his life for about a minute straight there. Sharrieff not quite winning that boost grab in the corner. But then the counter-attacking skill there from AyyJayy, that was by no means an easy finish. It was still so tough to put that one anywhere near on target. But with a player like AyyJayy, that's what's going to happen. Sharrieff, you're going to have to take these chances. Can he get another one? Almost. But AyyJayy gets the demo. I think the best thing Sharrieff could say for this game as AyyJayy launches a flick and puts it into the crossbar is that his boost management does seem to be improved. I've watched his routes home going over the boost pads much better this game, but if he's missing those challenges, he's going to get in trouble.
AyyJayy was only a little bit away from putting this up to 2-0. It's important to remind ourselves that it is only a 1-goal lead, but Sharrieff has had a lot of opportunities to put himself on the board. Now flip reset from AyyJayy, not a huge amount of contact, but the second one dipped the ball underneath him. And this aerial play from AyyJayy is just, well, it's him all over. This is exactly what he wants to be doing this series. And he's executing. And when you see a player executing on what we would typically like to be seeing from them, that is when they get scary.
It's what we want to see from AyyJayy as well. You know, we want to see these ones working out. But again, just when it was looking like AyyJayy was going to start pulling away, a kickoff goal from Sharrieff brings him right back into this one. To see slightly better defending from him, maybe a little bit better decision-making as well. Improved decision-making could be huge for him because there have been opportunities in this second game for him to score. That I keep going back to that huge, the massive sort of pile of offense that Sharrieff had and couldn't score from. If he could have more plays like that, then he has an opportunity.
Right now, he's just got to be able to find himself to the other side of the field. AyyJayy unrelenting at the moment. Sharrieff did not want to go for it first time, and AyyJay's handed it to him. We're up at 2 goals each. Very curious what AyyJayy was after. Bounced it off, and then couldn't... Oh, he got in 2 minds. Boost or bull, and chose neither.
I'm getting deja vu, Shogi. This is exactly what happened in game 1. 2-goal lead for AyyJayy. Sharrieff bringing it back to 2-2 via a kickoff goal. Actually, sort of a kickoff goal and a half, looking at that second one. But AyyJay's won this one. And he has boost as well. This could be really dangerous, but that is a great time for Sharrieff to go to it early. That decision-making so much better.
AyyJayy is currently on 0. He'll pick up a 100. No, he doesn't. That means he's going to struggle to follow this. Depends on whether or not Sharrieff was able to figure it out. He now does have the opportunity to create whatever he wants to create. AyyJayy will have to dive in on him, but because of Sharrieff's first touch, a little bit more difficult for him. You don't even want that bouncing, you want it on your hood. He got neither, and it leaves the flick. He's managed to nail it, but too far to the side. Sharrieff, 3 separate flicks we've seen from him. 3 times he's got it past the defense of AyyJayy, but it still has never gone in for him off those 1v1 flicks, and he's going to start needing those. In this sort of game mode, they are so consistent, so reliable way of getting goals that if you're not getting a hold of them, it does really start to hurt you.
Yeah, it does indeed. As for AyyJayy, though, surviving everything that Sharrieff is chucking at him, barring this kickoff. is going to bode well for him throughout the rest of this series. But it's the chance for Sharrieff. Gets up early, puts it on towards his opponent's goal. He's going to take the shot. He's turned away from it instead. That could be a great decision, especially if he can get round it. And finally, we have a goal for Sharrieff via extended pressure.
I absolutely love that from Sharrieff because he started to feint out that he was going to go for the challenge, forced AyyJayy to respect the idea that he could, even though it was going to be a bit of a wild one, and then just instantly feinted it out, went for the 100 boost, and by then AyyJayy had already committed to giving him the ball. So Sharrieff mixing it up.
That's what we need to see.
To great effect. AyyJayy back to that wall. He's got the reset. We always knew he was going to. And that is just a sheer class goal. AyyJayy back up to 3 each.
Yeah, just waiting for Sharrieff to jump off that wall. As soon as he did, that's when he used his flip reset. He had so many options there as well. You know, if Sharrieff had stayed on the wall, he could have just delayed and delayed and delayed. Didn't have to in the end, but the timing from AyyJayy, absolutely impeccable to get that third goal and bring himself back into parity. But it is another kickoff win for Sharrieff. Takes the early shot that time. That's a brilliant choice and a brilliant finish.
Sharrieff changing up the pacing now. These kickoffs have been monumental for him. Blasts it right under the top
Quality
of the crossbar. And Sharrieff, we said in the last game that, you know, maybe the kickoffs can only take you so far. Well, right now, these kickoffs are contributing to half the goals in a game that Sharrieff looks like he might be taking. As AyyJayy can put something together. And we already know AyyJayy can certainly put plenty of different plays together. He's gone for the low challenge this time around. Reverse shot to the half flip to reset himself, and that is enough pace to beat Sharrieff.
Here's a good effort from Sharrieff both to almost recover, using all the tricks he can to get back there in time, but it wasn't quite enough, and AyyJay's finish was just a little bit too much into that corner. Still got 54 seconds left, and I think this play right here, this next touch of the ball is absolutely massive. If AyyJayy wins off it, it could be tough, but it is Sharrieff that knocks it towards AyyJay's half and picks up some boost, dodges the demo, and gets the pressure.
Now he's got himself the chance. Huge flick! AyyJayy squared himself up to the ball. And it was Sharrieff. You were talking about the kickoff coming into this, Cole. Sharrieff went back to that delayed kickoff we saw from him yesterday. It guarantees that he wins the ball, but we don't usually get to see him respond to it afterwards all that well. This time around, he completely secured the play. And now he is up by 1. Another kickoff, and it's another delayed kickoff from Sharrieff. He's got to put himself up by 2.
Yeah, even easier finish that time from him. The last one needed a bit more work, but this one, all the work was done right there, just turning into the ball at the last second, adjusting that angle, and then putting it away. It was a neat finish from him. Even if he somehow goes on to lose this game, and I'm sure that he won't be even thinking of that, he's taken the game to AyyJayy a lot more the second time around. And it's that third delayed kickoff as well. 3 in a row. That is such bravery.
And now it's going to be a thing that AyyJayy has got to at least think about for the rest of this series. Just force that little bit of adaptation. Over to the corner. AyyJayy is going to have to try and pull Sharrieff out of position, but Sharrieff's not going to take the bait, and it is now his to try and just play the ball around wherever he wants it. AyyJay's got to come in for a challenge. He's lost another 100. So AyyJay's going to have to score this incredibly quickly and then get something from the kickoff, but it doesn't quite look like it's going to happen. Sharrieff makes contact. It's down to the other side of the field, and Cole, it is 1 game apiece. And more importantly from Sharrieff, we got to see him adapt this time around, something that was very sorely missing yesterday.
Yeah, the adaptation has been pretty much what left AyyJayy for dead there. You know, not just the kickoff goals. They were huge for him. We can't take that away, nor would we try to. But the fact that when he has pressure, Sharrieff is just dealing with the expectation to score so much better now at this point in the series than he was earlier. And as for AyyJayy, if Sharrieff can get his read on these mechanical plays from AyyJayy, then he's going to have to completely adapt his game. Right now, the solo mechanical plays are AyyJay's best friend. And I think that Sharrieff has got more in the tank in defending them. He just has to continue judging it right, when to attack early and when to stay patient. But if he can do that, then we definitely have a series on our hands. It's 1-1, and Sharrieff is well and truly in this one.
Well, we've had more than enough games here go to number 5. Certainly wouldn't be arguing too much against another one. AyyJayy realizing that the last game really went out of his way, not off the neutral game, but mostly from just incredibly smart and incredibly brave kickoff plays from Sharrieff. AyyJayy, 1 reset, looks to try and put it in. He actually got too much power somehow, and Sharrieff will break away, and that shot is good enough. AyyJayy went all in on the mechanical basket and somehow managed to over-deliver.
Yeah, how he got that power, we will never know. He chucks an oops in chat, but I don't think he'll be too upset. AyyJayy will be well aware that he's pretty much thrown that goal away. But what it will do is give a bit more confidence to Sharrieff. You know, blocking that play, making the right decision to stay patient, and then getting the free goal from it could be massive.
Certainly will reward him on the idea that he doesn't want to challenge every single one of those aerial plays from AyyJayy. AyyJayy, bit of an awkward angle for him to really put anything together. Will be popped up by Sharrieff. Both players running us slightly low on kickoff, or slightly low on boost, but that'll be sorted out by AyyJayy. He's picked himself up on 100. And Sharrieff just wants to find some chance to go and pick himself up at 100 of his own. AyyJayy really desperate to keep that pressure on. And Sharrieff was able to survive. We're right back to the neutral game. AyyJayy setting himself something up.
Maybe Sharrieff has been looking back at his game yesterday with Mile because it was those sorts of situations where he would always eventually concede. Now, he may still concede this play. He might not be the one who scores the next goal, but what he has done is survived the first wave of pressure from AyyJayy and built something up. But meanwhile, AyyJayy builds again himself. Let's get 100, gets another one as well. If he can block this, he might be another shooting chance, and he has. Sharrieff is trapped in his opponent's goal, and AyyJayy can put it away, but he hasn't.
AyyJayy starting to show a couple of cracks in the armor when it comes to his offensive plays. It's an open net. Managed to overdo one of his signature aerial plays, but Sharrieff has misread the backboard entirely. Gives himself a lot of save in the chat, and yeah, he is fully aware that he has whiffed a gimme.
Definitely has a weakness, Sharrieff. The question now is how much of that momentum that he's been building, how much of the fact that he was starting to get just a little bit in his opponent's head, is that going to waste? Because when you do get a free goal, it gives you so much more confidence.
Wow, AyyJayy literally, he gave it to him. He said, all yours,
yeah.
and then just left.
Good luck. And then almost bulldozed his way through and scored from it as well.
Those kickoffs are starting to become a very interesting part of this. That challenge almost slotted the ball into the net, and Sharrieff had the bravery just to stay still and let the shot come to him.
He was braver than me. You heard it. I was terrified when he stopped.
Well, the Sharrieff, oh dear. He did what us all gamers do. He went for the shiny thing. And unfortunately, it was not there for him.
He says in chat, I see you. I'm not sure what he thinks AyyJayy...
I think he might have expected AyyJayy to be coming in for a demo.
Right. Well, I mean, I still feel like he could have dodged towards the ball. I think that one goes down very much under the Sharrieff mistake as opposed to AyyJayy brilliance, but down the other end. There's AyyJayy with the mechanics. It sounds like you think he made it too easy, did Sharrieff?
This is turning into a barrage from AyyJayy. He has got 3 goals in about 20 seconds. And Sharrieff, after the good start that he's had, and so not much more positive gameplay style, definitely on the ropes here, but these kickoffs, man, always giving him a chance. Oh, and AyyJayy went diving, and he's managed to come up with nothing. Sharrieff gets himself a bit of a freebie here.
Much needed as well. Just a simple pop past AyyJayy. So let's have the composure to knock it past him. Kept his eye on his opponent at all times before knocking that one towards his goal. This is really, it's tricky to call this one right now because obviously the sort of theoretical on paper advantage is AyyJay's, but it seems that any second Sharrieff could suddenly become a much better player. Oh, he's overflicked it though. He had the goal gaping and he just already was in the movement of that one more flick and it backfired horrifically, but he does keep pressure eventually.
Well, AyyJayy will certainly know how that feels. And now Sharrieff off to the ceiling. Seems to be trading playstyles right now. AyyJayy on the hood. He can see Sharrieff coming in, and that's exactly why he knows to take that challenge low. Sharrieff needs to be very aware of when he's hidden behind the ball and when he's not. This one he was definitely not.
AyyJay's just too good at dealing with that as well and knew exactly how to deal with that situation. The 50-50 going completely his way, but we do still have a chance for Sharrieff coming back into this one when he's winning every single kickoff. Now, I want to see more variation from AyyJay's kickoffs. Earlier on, he did basically give up on the ball and retreat and go back to his boost, which is obviously an extreme example, but he doesn't seem to be mixing them up at all apart from that. You know, there's no sort of softer fakes. There's no slower kickoffs, and I think that's something that AyyJayy needs to improve on, to be honest.
Oh, AyyJayy, he is styling. And what looked like at the start of this was a couple of mistakes on AyyJay's part. Definitely not the same person that earlier on missed a completely open net. That's just a fantastic angle. And now Sharrieff
He says all yours again.
Well, he's giving it to him again. He's certainly not a liar, is AyyJayy, but he is also maybe a bit of a fool to give it over to Sharrieff. You cannot give someone of this quality a chance like this. And, okay, there we go. The salt mine is starting to show up in the text chat. I'm loving this.
Yeah, we have a what a save from Sharrieff as well. Deserved. You know, if your opponent says all yours and then backflips away and you end up getting a flick against them, then they deserve every single bit of quick chat you can send their way. And this game is still alive. We were sort of celebrating a win for AyyJayy a little bit too early there. Sharrieff is more than capable of bringing this one back, especially as he goes high, just waiting, tracking AyyJayy, but AyyJayy keeps his nerve, then gets bumped though, but recovers.
AyyJayy just stood completely still, and it has been one of the typical things of Sharrieff so far. Is that, another typical thing is that he scored a couple of own goals.
Is he like, I don't know, playing with a little brother or something, and after every goal he's swapping the controller around? That's the only explanation I can think of.
So, AyyJayy... Okay. This has been a weird game, man. You're going to have to analyze this afterwards, and this has been one of the stranger 1v1 games I've ever had the opportunity to commentate.
I blame you, blue screen of death, mate. I think we're in an alternate universe right now, where Sharrieff is simultaneously the best and worst 1v1 player in the world.
He has certainly made it awkward for himself a lot of times. AyyJayy, back to what we know him doing best. Over to the ceiling. Didn't get the reset this time around. But he is right back over to the wall. Sharrieff, well, that's really far away. AyyJayy would have needed another reset if he was going to get that anywhere near close enough to the net to really endanger Sharrieff of going another goal down. Right now, that's unimportant. 10 seconds left on the clock. AyyJayy will be taking himself to match point. And to be honest, I really don't know what we can glean from this analytically. This was strange through and through.
It was indeed a 1v1 match of Rocket League that has just happened and is almost over and has 4 seconds left. I think that's about all we can say, to be quite honest with you. That sums it up. There you go. Yeah. GG's. Well, it's not over yet, but so far,
if anyone's joining us late, here's the synopsis. AyyJayy looked rough at the start of it, and suddenly Sharrieff made a couple of mistakes, gave AyyJayy 3 goals, and from there on out, it just devolved into pure weirdness. And
weirdness both with the gameplay and the chat as well. Sharrieff earlier on said, "I don't want your handouts." So I can't quite tell if there's any sort of genuine disdain between the two of them, or if it's all friendly and they're best mates. I do not know.
Listen,
certainly something there.
The friendly part of me wants to say, they're just having jests. The caster in me says, I really want it to be real. I want that all in.
Twitter drama.
Twitter drama, in-game drama, you name it, I certainly want it. But what AyyJayy wants right now is just one more game. Now, here's the big reminder to everyone at home. If this is a loss for Sharrieff, he is out of the salt mine. He has got to win these next 2. Want any chance of heading through to tomorrow, where we've got a blockbuster of games. This is already not the greatest start for him. He's not going to win the race on recovery. And this has been a major issue for me, Cole, more than anything else. I think the boost issue has been solved after game 1. The flicks from Sharrieff are, well, not what they need to be at the moment. They've actually been more of a hindrance than they have been a help, because he's going straight through the middle, so he's not really offering much in terms of variety for AyyJayy to really anticipate where the ball is going. But he's scoring himself half the time, and that makes recovery so difficult. But that one is so much better. And hopefully we'll get more of those.
That's exactly what we needed. Coming in from a different angle, from the right side this time, means he can put it all the way to the left side of the goal with AyyJayy already up. That is exactly what he needed. And maybe he'll just breathe some life into a game that looked like it was going to tail away with that freebie that Sharrieff had just given AyyJayy. And he has one again from the kickoff. Takes touch to the side. Has his boost. Another flicking opportunity. And gets it into the opposite corner. This is the Sharrieff that we want to see.
Finally starting to add some angle to his plays, and you can see just how much that opens up the net. Forces AyyJayy to start planting himself at a certain part of the field, and if he can't get there, he can't get there. Sharrieff's kickoff's doing himself a lot of work, but this time around he is going to be facing down AyyJayy. Needs to start from as far away as he possibly can. And Sharrieff, no fear this time around. Instant challenge, doesn't want to follow.
You know, I like to go though, Shogun. These instant challenges from Sharrieff. He gets 1 or 2, and then suddenly he goes for 7 in a row, and his opponents just love it. So he needs to be careful.
It depends on the opponent, really. I'm not too sure if AyyJayy might be the same sort of calculated style that we saw from Mile.
Very true.
And maybe those challenges would also stop AyyJayy from being able to set himself up into these sort of positions, because he is so unbelievably dangerous.
That is your classic freestyle goal, dancing, pirouetting around the ball. Every little touch, just straightening it out all the way until it gets into his opponent's goal. It's beautiful. When AyyJayy goes up into the sky, it truly is a thing of beauty. A unique aerial style. The fact that he transitions it so well to the ones game as well, while staying solid, is incredibly impressive, but so too now are Sharrieff's flicks.
Well, the last one was unusual. This is what we were close to expecting. AyyJayy showing his aerial might, and Sharrieff just flicks after flick after flicks. He has done it so well whenever he's managed to win the ball off the kickoff. He's going to keep this going. He's got another one in his favor. He is not trying to win these outright anymore. He is simply just trying to push the ball over to the side and see where the play goes afterwards. That is not the flick he was after, though. Right down the middle. And, AyyJayy will not be deterred. He's trying to set himself up. Ends up controlling the ball a little bit late, and he's being tripped up here. He's got to be very careful. 0 boost. Didn't pick up a 100 on his way through, and that does leave the net open for Sharrieff, who misses. That was a huge opportunity for Sharrieff, who keeps that pressure on. I think he knows that the AyyJayy boost situation wasn't great, but that ball needed to be close to the mid boost if he wanted to continue his offense. AyyJayy reset, and recovery save from Sharrieff.
Just so close to yet another one from AyyJayy from the sky, but it's saved by Sharrieff. He has no boost. The ball is bouncing. This is not a good position. He manages to hold his nerve and get some sort of block.
How's he got away with that?
Well, he might not for long, because AyyJayy's coming again. Sharrieff's in the goal. He's going for the double tap. He's probably going to get it, but Sharrieff does get the block. Bending has improved. Flicks have improved. This is the proper Sharrieff, but I'm reluctant to trust it, Shogun, because I've seen this time and time again from this guy. He tempts me in. He makes me think that he's going to step up and be a solid ones player, and then suddenly he does something silly. So let's see if he can avoid doing that for the rest of this game at least, as he goes around the right side. What's the flick? He doesn't quite get it, but it's not done any danger because he still has so much boost in attack, and then a fake as well. And he's going to keep this pressure up until AyyJayy pulls away.
AyyJayy! What a catch, but Sharrieff scrambles his way back. 2 minutes on the clock, and suddenly both players started to hit their form. Sharrieff can't get the demo, but he can get himself a bump.
Might be better.
AyyJayy, he gets himself a demo. Nothing has happened without a receipt. AyyJayy taking the ball out wide. You can see Sharrieff. Sharrieff still came in for the challenge, managed to feint it pretty well first time around, and he has got himself a transition goal. This is something that's been missing from Sharrieff for the longest time, but he's feinting out his plays and then committing.
Committing at the right time is the hardest thing to do in 1v1. Sharrieff just seems to be learning when AyyJayy is going to go for these flicks. And on the floor play right now, I'd say that it's Sharrieff that has the advantage. The kickoffs haven't stopped going his way either. Obviously, every time AyyJayy gets the ball in the air, then you're expecting him to do some damage, but you can say the same about anyone when AyyJayy is up in a 1v1. You know, that is where he does his best work. So Sharrieff has a couple of advantages here. If he can keep putting the pressure on his opponent, then maybe something's going to happen. And he looks like he's got around him again. Can he put the shot away?
He's on 0 boost, but he's done it. Throughout the entirety of that 3-hit combo, he was on absolutely nothing. And he managed to just dance it around AyyJayy. 3 goals up. Sharrieff holding on to his salt mine life. And he's got another 1:10 to try and make sure that this lead sticks. AyyJayy did jump, didn't quite know where Sharrieff was. First time shot off the side. Sharrieff hasn't fully caught AyyJayy out. He will counter him. And suddenly, this gets a little more nervy for Sharrieff.
So close to getting the block, but he's just overcommitted a little bit. AyyJayy stays low so well. Just knows how to play the game. Knows how to make the use of every single second and every single touch, but yet another kickoff goes the way of Sharrieff, even though he's been taken out from it. What he is doing is taking away important seconds for AyyJayy. And he goes for him quick this time. It was looking like it could be a great decision.
My
It's turned into a terrible one. Oh, he's got the ball cleanly, but he's caught too much on it. And it's a freebie for AyyJayy.
This entire play reeks of someone that doesn't want to turtle up. But maybe that would have been a better decision than just diving straight into AyyJayy's corner. And that lead in the last 30 seconds is down to 1. Delayed kickoff from Sharrieff, but he's not maintained pace afterwards, so he's given away the ball to AyyJayy. It's a good challenge. Sharrieff looking to race back. He's got bumped by AyyJayy. Shot will be off target. Well played by him, but Sharrieff to make it 2. And he's got it.
Again, it was risky. Sharrieff never backs down from a fight. After that touch from AyyJayy pushed it wide. This was all or nothing for him. He still had the confidence to go up, put that one into the far corner and return his 2-goal lead. Is this one trip that AyyJayy can't make? Could this be it? And heading into a game 5.
Again, Sharrieff holding off the kickoff, but he's allowed a shot. Good save. And managed to avoid clattering into the crossbar where he wouldn't have been able to recover. Speaking of recoveries, though, AyyJayy's got 1 or 2 of them. So quick off his first touch, just dives onto the ball.
First time as well, the floor pinch, pushing it in past Sharrieff, and we have got 10 seconds. How Sharrieff would love one more of these kickoff wins to force this 5th game. Is AyyJayy going to mix it up? He is. He's gone for the slow play. Going to pick up 100 boost as well. What can he do from this sidewall? So knock it down instead. He's waiting his moment, trying to keep an eye on Sharrieff, but Sharrieff's going to play this one well, going to play it patiently, going to take AyyJayy out the game, and is going to take us into the decider. And it was as nervy at times as you'd expect from Sharrieff, but he has done very, very well to get us here.
I think that was probably the best overall performance we've seen from Sharrieff in this tournament. He is getting himself into positions that we have seen a couple of blunders, and I think mostly it is the offense that looks so much better. Because AyyJayy's transition goals have been much lower in this game specifically because Sharrieff is playing his opportunities better. As for AyyJayy on his side of the field, he's just got to keep doing what he's doing, really. I mean, it seems like the execution has been a little off on some of his plays. As long as he can pick that back up, Sharrieff will be under major scrutiny. But it's mostly the kickoffs. If there's anything right now that we can say is a 100% win to one player, it has been Sharrieff on the kickoffs. And if he can maintain that, it is going to lead to offense right from the bat. Sharrieff up by 1 in the all-important Game 5.
How rare do you see an AyyJayy backflip? Any sort of mechanical error is not normally the sorts of goals that he concedes. So Sharrieff will gobble that one up and be very happy indeed and continue to put pressure on from this kickoff. Ball's going to fall on him, chooses to go high and meet it. He's kept 30 boost as well. As you said, the problem of wasting all of his boost and always being on 5 or 6 is long gone in game number 1. So he's showing that he is capable of improving as he goes. AyyJayy's just trying to dance around his opponent, but it's not going to happen just yet. He's going to have to reconvene with more boost.
Jay looking for that wall again. He's going to pick himself up in the 100, but Sharrieff spots his chance to take a shot. AyyJayy continues to take his time. Sharrieff finding a lot of success, though, with these early challenges. It's like AyyJayy's not quite expecting them anymore, despite getting quite a few low challenges earlier on. AyyJayy is just all out. He has managed to pick up the last 3 or 4 major boost grabs. Has left Sharrieff with pretty much nothing. He's done well enough to get a shot, and AyyJayy didn't respect it enough. We've got to reiterate, this is 12 boost that Sharrieff took this shot from. AyyJayy had 60.
It's 12 boost and no pressure at all. That can only go down to a huge mistake again from AyyJayy, who's looking a little bit shaky. We expected that it would be Sharrieff that would start to bottle it for the nerves to start to show. But as of right now, he is the man in control, and he could be lining up a third here. He's taken it too early, though. AyyJayy gets an easy save, but Sharrieff does manage to get this one back. And we have some sort of stalemate.
Yeah, Sharrieff looking to reopen the field for himself. He has given up possession of the ball, though, so expect AyyJayy to pop, and he's going to follow it. Decides to go low, and that is a nutmeg in Rocket League. Sharrieff forced to look foolish, and AyyJayy cool as you like.
Oh, wow.
Right under him.
He has to just hide the way he's defending these a lot more, Sharrieff. As you mentioned earlier, he needs to know when he's hidden behind the ball and when he isn't. When he's coming in from that angle, AyyJayy can just keep an eye on him because the actual mechanical act of going for these air dribbles to him is second nature and has been for a long time. So the defending needs to be a lot more disguised. That's better from him, waiting on his goal line before making that save. Here comes AyyJayy. Can he get it around the corner? He can. Of course he can. Oh, it's absolutely sublime into the bottom corner.
How much boost did it take? All of it. Just phenomenal. If you're Sharrieff, there is nothing in your brain that says that AyyJayy could possibly get that into the bottom corner. You are just waiting for the ball to bounce off your wall and then play for the counterattack. And now we are all tied up. 2 goals each. Sharrieff still finding the better of these kickoffs so far. He's going to play it off the ceiling. Hasn't had the same success that AyyJayy has had. I think that'll be very difficult for most players to find the same success that AyyJayy has had off that ceiling. Still pressure is on, and Sharrieff, it feels like a lot of the goals he's scoring here are from moments that AyyJayy thinks, okay, pressure's done now. And Sharrieff just maintains the offensive.
The same thing we saw against Mile, but it can be overdone. Sharrieff just has to make sure that as soon as AyyJayy gets a read on it, he pulls back, maybe chucks in a few more fake challenges, just mixes up his approach, because what we don't want to see is a sort of one-track Sharrieff doing the same thing over and over again, because AyyJayy will figure it out. There's still plenty of time left in this 5th game, and in the air, AyyJayy is always the one that you expect, always has that extra touch, and equalizes once more.
I mean, which point can you just throw your hands and say, I don't know what the right answer is anymore? You stay on the goal line, he outplays you. You try and challenge him in the air, he outplays you. You go for a delayed challenge, he fakes under you.
As a cowardly Rocket League player, I'd always say stay on your goal line for as long as you possibly can, but I don't think that's Sharrieff's style. I don't think he wants to win like that. He wants to win in his own way, and in his own way is always challenging, always diving in, trying to surprise his opponent, but his opponent has no boost at all, so Sharrieff actually could have had a better touch there. Could have turned it into anything, not this time, unless AyyJayy makes another huge blunder. Almost.
AyyJayy seems to be settling down a lot more into this game 5, although that flick did not agree with him. He's going to play it back to a corner that has only just spawned with 100 boost. Ooh. He's managed to bait Sharrieff. I think Sharrieff went for the shiny thing, and he's going to go for a block afterwards. AyyJayy almost managed to get himself a goal, could not generate the power to do so. And we are right back into an argument over this corner boost again. Sharrieff's going to probably go for this. He's loitering around. Heads on back. Both players just waiting to see who can put together the first major play. And now they're just jostling for position, jostling for boost. Maybe jostling to get a chance exactly like this. Sharrieff taps it down. He's got the ball bouncing, and he's got AyyJayy diving. But AyyJayy able to smother the ball, and he is going to go on the attack.
Shouldn't come up to too much this time, though, because Sharrieff can just wait underneath this one. He's shown a lot of patience as Sharrieff. Has indeed slowed his game down, as I wanted to see. Make sure that he's not too predictable for AyyJayy. That's a good flick from AyyJayy. Can he get past his opponent? Wants one more touch. This could be the moment. He's wound it up, and a backflip from Sharrieff is going to give AyyJayy the lead, but it's all from the slower play and a couple of clean flicks. Actually, a doink the second touch.
Yeah, the major story here, though, Sharrieff with a backflip when he could have saved it. Nervy from both players right now.
Definitely.
But Sharrieff might have made the first huge mistake, and now AyyJayy with his first kickoff win in so long. What a time to get it. He is up by 2, minute and 14. It is role reversal from game 4. Sharrieff now the one chasing.
But he does still have the superior kickoff, despite conceding from a kickoff goal just there. So let's see where we go with this one. Both players charge into the ball. Who's going to come out on top? It is going to be Sharrieff again. We get a goal from it. AyyJay's defended up to now. There is a shooting chance perhaps. Instead, Sharrieff fakes again. But AyyJayy just lingers in the air, hovers almost. And maybe this could be the end. It's a flick fake. And AyyJayy is just too creative, too composed, and too clever once again.
That is disgusting from AyyJayy. He is up by 3, 1 minute remaining. Sharrieff has been truly beaten back here in game 5. When he has got that kick off, he's going to try and transition as quickly as he can. Goes for the first time shot. And that is 1 down. Minimal time used to get it. Look at that pathing. He even managed to pick himself up 2 12s on the way through.
Fire away.
And then he can get there way before AyyJayy.
Yeah, really good recovery from the kickoff. This is not over just yet. Do not count your victory if you're an AyyJayy fan. Sharrieff needs to do something with this challenge. He needs his boost as well, and he gets it. What can he do? He's going to get the ball first. Takes the snapshot. It's going in, is it? No, AyyJayy saves it, but the danger's not over yet. Wants to put this into the opposite corner, but it's going to drop just above the goal. And AyyJayy survives.
Sharrieff went for finesse over power. Now he's giving it back to AyyJayy. That 3-goal lead is back. I think Sharrieff just needed to opt for that power when he had the rebound opportunity. Without it, he gave AyyJayy the opportunity to recover, even if the shot was on target. Now 30 seconds left. That kickoff needs to come out massive for Sharrieff. He's gone delayed. He's managed to get himself a wave dash recovery. Caught by AyyJayy. Another goal would end this. It's pretty much as close to over as it already can be. AyyJayy, huge block. That's more time off the clock. And this is just agony for Sharrieff.
Yeah, that may well be GG's. AyyJayy has looked a formidable opponent, as we'd expect to see from him. Dropped into the lowers because he couldn't play earlier. And he's still showing that he is more than capable of making it through into the gold, into the salt mine proper. Gold rush, I almost said. A great performance from AyyJayy. I know, there's too many, mate.
Few months.
Too much Rocket League. Call it a day, do you know what I mean? AyyJayy wins.
It has been a fantastic performance here from AyyJayy. Like you said, he wasn't able to show up earlier on, but he does show up in the lower bracket. He is going to have one more opportunity tomorrow to close out our show to secure his place in the top 4. And dare I say it, Cole, because whoever he plays against is going to have lost earlier on the day. Might even have an advantage for that one.
Yeah, he'll be coming into it fresh. He will have the optimism going into it, as opposed to his opponent that will be all jaded and starting to be thinking that, you know, I can't do this, once is rubbish, blah, 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 the salt coming out. And I think, I mean, whenever you come up against AyyJayy, you're already at a disadvantage because there are so few players in the world that are anywhere near his quality when he takes to the air. It was a tough series for AyyJayy, but he manages to fight through. And Johnny Boy, what does that do to the table? And take it away.
Thank you, Cole and Shogun, for that phenomenal cast. Hope you guys enjoyed the scripts on the day today. We had quite a few Game 5s, and the result is that AyyJayy advances into the lower finals on his side of the bracket. The other side of the bracket, Magic Bear, awaits to find out who he will be playing